Life is hard. Not hard in the way stories like to sell it. Not dramatic, not heroic. Hard in a quiet, almost insulting way. You buy new shoes, you step outside. It rains, you step into mud. That's it. Nothing meaningful has been lost. No tragedy has occurred. And yet irritation rises. Frustration tightens the chest. A bitterness disproportionate to the event itself. Not because the shoes matter, but because you matter, at least to yourself, for a moment. Then maybe silence arrives. And with it, the uncomfortable question, why did this affect me so much? If you stay with that question long enough, without softening it, without lying to yourself, you reach a conclusion that feels colder the longer you hold it. None of this matters. And it doesn't matter in a much deeper way than we like to admit. The Earth has existed for roughly 4 billion years. For most of that time, there was no pain, no hope, no longing, no meaning. Only chemistry, pressure, collapse, repetition, things forming, breaking, and reforming without witnesses. Then, at some absurd point in that timeline, life emerged. And much later, something even stranger happened. Life noticed itself. Consciousness wasn't a gift. It was an accident. The planet appears almost perfectly tuned. Stable temperature, useful gravity, liquid water, oxygen, energy everywhere. It creates the dangerous illusion that this was meant to happen, that we were expected, that something was waiting for us. But intention is a human concept. The universe does not plan, it does not think, it does not care. It simply unfolds. Still, we build. Tools, languages, symbols, myths, gods. We form groups, then kill each other over borders that exist only in thought, over flags, over stories we agreed to take seriously. We call this progress. Millions of years pass. Now we have computers, rockets, global networks. A handful of people fantasize about escaping the planet while billions struggle just to remain alive on it. Somewhere along the way, we invented time. Not real time, but human time. Seconds, minutes, hours, years. Desperate attempts to impose structure on chaos. A day is one rotation of Earth. A year is one orbit around the sun. An average human life is around 78 of those orbits. It sounds like a lot, until it isn't. The brain stops cooperating after a while. 1,000 years still feels imaginable. 10,000 maybe. After that, numbers lose weight. You can know the universe is 13.8 billion years old, but you cannot feel it. You cannot comprehend it in any meaningful sense. And here is something even more unsettling. In cosmic terms, almost nothing has happened yet. The universe is still early. We understand the distant future better than the beginning. We know when the sun will die. We know the Milky Way will collide with Andromeda. We know expansion is accelerating. But we don't know what came before something existed. That microscopic interval between absolute nothing and everything contains either the deepest truth or the confirmation that there was never anything to find. As far as we can tell, we are alone. And the irony is brutal. We don't even know what consciousness is. We created awareness only to discover how insignificant we are. The more we understand, the smaller we become. You were probably born in a hospital. For a brief period, you were the center of someone's world. Then you weren't. Every day, around 360,000 people are born. A few will leave a mark. Most will vanish without evidence they were ever here. This isn't tragedy, it's math. Earth is one planet. The solar system is one among billions. Our galaxy contains over 200 billion stars. And still, silence. We've found thousands of exoplanets. Many resemble Earth. Right size, right temperature. Nothing answers back. Maybe life is rare. Maybe consciousness is too expensive an error to repeat. Maybe we're early. Maybe we're late. In 4.5 billion years, The Milky Way and Andromeda will collide. You won't be here. No one you love will be here. The Earth itself will likely be gone, consumed by the sun. The universe will not notice. Billions of years mean nothing on a trillion-year scale. The cosmos drifts toward cold, darkness, stillness. Stars die, light fades, one by one. What remains are white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. Then not even those. Even black holes evaporate, particle by particle. Time stretches so far that the idea of time collapses. In the end, there is no sound, no light, no movement. Entropy wins. So maybe we are a mistake, a statistical anomaly, an unnecessary coincidence. Nothing would be different if we had never existed. And yet, here we are. For a brief, absurd instant, the universe observes itself through us, feels pain, invents meaning, tells stories. Maybe the meaning of life isn't grand. Maybe it isn't eternal. Maybe it isn't even real. Maybe the meaning is simply continuing anyway. Creating while knowing it will disappear. Loving while knowing it ends. Feeling while knowing it hurts. You can waste this interval. You can build something. You can simply watch. None of it changes the outcome, but it changes the experience. And maybe that's all there ever was. In the end, nothing matters. And maybe that's exactly why, for now, something does. There is a rare, almost invisible moment when the mind stops searching for answers. Not because it found them, but because it realized something more disturbing. There may never have been a real question. What we call the search for meaning is often just resistance. Resistance to the raw fact of existing without instructions, without narrative, without promise. Human consciousness didn't evolve to understand the whole. It evolved to survive the immediate. Everything else is a side effect. When you observe carefully, the universe shows no sign of intention, but it also shows no hostility. It doesn't react, it doesn't respond, it doesn't correct. This absolute neutrality is more unsettling than cruelty. A cruel universe would at least acknowledge you. An indifferent one doesn't even do that. The belief that things should make sense is a cognitive addiction, an evolutionary leftover. We learned to see patterns because patterns kept us alive. Then we mistook patterns for purpose. Reality never promised coherence. We demanded it. We expect life to behave like a story, a beginning, a middle, an ending. Conflict leading to growth. Pain justified later. Reality does none of this. Things happen, then other things happen. Most lead nowhere. Maturity isn't discovering a hidden truth. It's accepting that there may be nothing hidden at all. Maturity is looking at emptiness without trying to decorate it. There is a deep belief that pain must serve a function, that suffering builds character, that loss teaches lessons. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes pain only damages. Sometimes trauma limits rather than transforms. Sometimes what's lost leaves no wisdom, only absence. That doesn't make life tragic. It makes it honest. The discomfort comes not from reality itself, but from the collapse of our expectations. We expected more. We expected structure. We expected closure. But what we call an ending may just be interruption. The universe doesn't close loops. It exhausts possibilities. Before birth, nothing. After death, nothing. Between these two voids is the only place where anything can be felt. Not because it's sacred, because it's the only place that exists. There is no evidence life was designed for happiness, fulfillment, or meaning. Those are human projections. Still, we live, we attach, we care. We suffer in advance over losses that haven't happened yet. This isn't weakness, it's how consciousness works. We don't choose to care. It happens. Maybe the mistake is thinking we need to justify it. Not everything needs meaning. Not every feeling needs explanation. Existence doesn't ask for validation. The silence of the universe isn't a hidden message, it's just silence. Learning to endure it is rare. Most people don't fear death. They fear irrelevance. They fear disappearing without trace. But permanence was never guaranteed. It was imagined. Time doesn't archive intention. Matter doesn't preserve emotional value. Something doesn't need to last forever to have occurred. We confuse value with duration. That's the error. The universe doesn't operate according to what we care about, and there's no sign it ever will. That doesn't make everything useless. It means usefulness isn't universal. Maybe meaning is just an internal strategy for surviving randomness. Elegant, but optional. The most radical freedom isn't choosing a purpose. It's realizing none is required. You don't need greatness to justify existing. You don't need to be remembered. You don't need to leave marks. Those demands come from comparison, not reality. Most of what truly matters happens unseen. Unspoken thoughts, moments never shared, feelings never acted on. They aren't smaller because no one witnessed them. Existence isn't a stage, it's a process. And processes don't need observers. Even understanding all this, we still feel, we still hope, we still suffer. That isn't contradiction. It's condition. Clarity doesn't numb emotion. Emotion doesn't invalidate clarity. The mistake is using understanding as anesthesia. It doesn't work. Pain doesn't disappear because the universe is indifferent. Joy doesn't lose its intensity because it's temporary. Emotions don't consult philosophy. There is no final answer, no conclusion, no sentence that resolves existence. There is continuation until there isn't. Until then, we move through time with the consciousness we have. Limited, fragile, incomplete. That isn't much, it isn't little. It's simply what is. When the questions stop, there will be no revelation. Only silence. And the silence won't be cruel. It will be complete. Until then, all we have is this unstable interval where something can be felt before it disappears. Not a gift, not a mission, not a blessing. An occurrence, and maybe the most honest way to pass through it is without demanding that it be anything more than that. If nothing truly matters, then attention is the rarest currency left, and you gave yours to this moment. That already means more than you think. If this kind of reflection stays with you, if it lingers after the video ends, consider becoming a channel member. It's a quiet way of saying, "This mattered to me." Members help keep this space alive, deeper, and free from noise. And if you ever feel like going a step further, Super Thanks exists for that reason. Not as an obligation, but as a gesture. A small return for something that gave you pause or clarity or discomfort you didn't run from. Still, know this honestly. Watching, staying, sharing, that already helps more than enough. You're here, and for now, that's everything.